Hi, welcome on the second part of week 2 on the course on management concept. In the previous video, we have learned about who the managers are and what kind of activities they play in an organization, what are the different rewards and challenges of being a manager, and how the managerial power is being reflected by the subordinates and by the top officials in an organization. In this video, we are going to look forward the roles and responsibilities played by a manager in different situations. Now, if we try to understand what are the different roles that we are talking about, it is not only basic functions of management that a manager play. It is not only planning, organizing, leading and controlling. Beyond that, there are certain kind of roles which the situation demands, and that subjectivity of the situation ask and urge a manager to transform into various roles, shift into different situations and wear those hats so that the roles can be pulled up. Henry Mintzberg conducted a research in this direction to identify various types of roles, and he was able to suggest that there are three major categories in which a role of a manager can be divided. The first of the category that he identified is informational in nature. Another category that he identified is interpersonal in nature, where the manager has to deal with people. And when we talk about a third category, it is decisional in nature. These are the three broad categories identified and suggested by Henry Mintzberg, and he divided these three categories across 10 roles. So these are the famous 10 roles of managerial terrain that we try to understand, that how a managerial role is shifted from one situation to another and how each one of these are interrelated and how these roles are very important in the achievement of the goals towards the unified direction and by harmonizing all the resources all together. Let us try to understand these roles. There are three categories, as I already mentioned. The first category we'll see is interpersonal in nature. Now, a manager has to perform interpersonal roles. He has to deal with people, he has to connect with people, he has to communicate with people. All of these are the roles and responsibilities that may fall into the category of interpersonal nature. The first category of role that Mintzberg had identified is a figurehead. Now, a figurehead, a manager has to wear a hat of the face of the organization. In this role, a manager has to perform certain ceremonial tasks. For example, if there are some kind of inauguration ceremonies happening, or when he is greeting the visitors, or when he is visiting or representing the organization in some scenario, in some of the context, the face of the manager is the figurehead. The organization look up to the manager and consider that the person is going to represent the organization on behalf of the members of the organization. So that is why the role of figurehead is being seen. He has also, given some kind of examples to see that if we are talking about whether you're greeting visitors, the manager is the face of the organization. Sometimes the manager has to sign some legal documents on behalf of the company. So basically we could say the face of the organization, and in that case, in that scenario, when he's playing this role, he is considered as the figurehead. The second role in the category of interpersonal nature is a role of a leader. Definitely, a manager has to play a role where he is guiding, where he is the motivating force, where he is the person who is directing the efforts of all the resources towards that one unified direction so that the goals can be achieved. Now, it's not only directing. Herein, the role of a manager is more beyond directions and instructions. It is more of like that of force. It acts like a binding force so that the people can harmonize their efforts also. And this is why we say that he plays a role of a leader, where he perform virtually all the activities which are involving the subordinates and also their role along with the resources, aligning the resources all together, which are not only just human resources but also the other tangible and intangible resources. So this kind of synthesis happens only because when a manager is able to show and display some of the leadership roles in which he can inspire people to achieve the goals and engage their efforts in a desirable manner. The third role that Mintzberg suggested is the liaison role, in which a manager has to communicate some kind of communication with the external parties and external stakeholders. Now those stakeholders could be the suppliers, it could be the distributors, it could be some of the stakeholders, let us say some media people, or the union members, the trade union members. Many a times manager has to enter into some kind of communication where a person has to enter as a to communicate in matters which are related to organization, and on behalf of organization some kind of communication had to be made. Now this communication is being done by a manager as a liaison, in which he acknowledges some kind of corporate communication coming from within the organization or outside the external parties. So extra and intra corporate communication is being dealt and held by the manager, and in this way he is performing the interpersonal role in a category of liaison. And these three combined together are being termed as the interpersonal role, in which whether he is communicating within the organization with the human resource, or in which he is representing the organization to the outside world, or he is signing some official documents, or he is communicating with the external parties. In this way we could say the interpersonal role of a manager is highlighted. The second category of the roles which are being suggested by Mintzberg are informational in nature. Now, information is a very key resource in an organization. No department, no area, and no organization can function without the required information, because that is the fundamental resource through which all the activities flow. If there is no information, there is no clarity of the objectives. If there are no objectives set, there is no way that you can align the efforts of the different resources in a direction. So the information is the key. But how much information? Whatever required information is there any missing information? That will all affect the process of implementation. So there is no point that if the information is not accessed and it is not disseminated, the fundamental purpose of management can be sorted. When we talk about the roles in this category, the first role that a manager has to perform is the role of a monitor. Now, as the term indicates, it's basically about a manager should also be aware of the environment and the system in which he is working. He must be aware with what lies inside the organization, different factors, different internal factors which are responsible for the culture, policies, rules and regulations. Along with that, the fundamental basics of the people that they are working with. He must be aware of the resources and their situations within the organization. Plus, he must also be ensure of the activities which are happening and affecting the external factors which are happening and affecting the internal organizational affairs. In this way, he is able to monitor the situation, and by monitoring, he is able to sensitize those kinds of situations and factors and then incorporate them into the objective that he is setting. So by monitoring, he is becoming aware of the situations and the factors which are changing or which are influencing the decision making. And in this manner, he is able to decide better and make better decisions and direct better. So in this way, the role of monitoring becomes very important. A manager do have access to information, but he can use that information and utilize it in an optimum manner only when he is able to understand the situation better. And that can only happen when he is aware and he is monitoring and he is in charge of the situation at the moment. So by reading periodicals or reports, or maybe by maintaining some personal context, he may become aware. He can adopt various techniques to learn about what is happening the in and out of the organization. He can gather the information from maybe solicited ways or unsolicited ways as well. But a manager has to have the ability to gather the information so that a better right time decision can be made, and that can only be made when he is aware and he is monitoring the situation. So this is a very important role which is related to the information, because he can only do all of that when he is aware himself. The second role is of dissemination. Now, as a disseminator, it is not only the power of a manager to have access to the information, but it is also the responsibility of a manager to disseminate the required information to the subordinates so that the task can be performed well within time and within the required kind of criteria and benchmarks. Now, when we say disseminator, it is about that passing on the required information at the right time. It is not only the information, but it also includes the clarity with the information. It must include the valuable information which is required in the required amount to the people who are about to delegate and deliver the task. The subordinates, if they are not clear about the task, the role ambiguity will arise, and in this case the role of disseminator becomes very prominent, because it is all about that a manager links the various resources and delegate the task and their roles. So if there is some lack in amount of information that has to be disseminated, or if the subordinates do not have the access to the required amount of information that they need to perform the task, then the task is ultimately going to be affected, and of course that is not the objective of any of the manager. So the goal of manager is goal attainment, but by being efficient and by being effective, and these two philosophies can be implemented when a manager is not just having an access to information, but he is also disseminating the information to their subordinates. In the third role, he plays the role of a spokesperson. Now in this role, he has to transmit information to public platforms. He sometimes have to announce the policies. He sometimes have to communicate the information to the outside stakeholders. Many a times companies have to communicate it to, let us say, to the public, announcements they have to make sometimes, or some kind of statements have to be issued by the organization, or if there are any major policy changes that are happening in an organization, or any kind of disruption that had happened in an organization, many a times the organization have to speak, and the person who takes that initiative in becoming the voice of the organization, that is the manager. So we could say that as a figurehead, he is the face of the organization, while as a spokesperson, he is the voice of the organization, wherein he speaks to the external parties and sometimes also within the organization. The kind of representation to the top officials, a manager has to play the role of a spokesperson, wherein he enters into the process of communicating, and he has the ability to communicate and articulate the policies, the kind of changes, the kind of announcements, the kind of information that should be passed in a manner that it is well received by the audience. So as a spokesperson, he may have to hold sometimes the board meetings, he sometimes have to give information to the media or to the other public stakeholders. So we could say that as a spokesperson, a very important role has to be delivered by a manager, and of course he have to wear this hat at the time of requirement of doing so. So the third category of roles are decisional in nature, and in this category there are 4 roles that have been suggested by Mintzberg. The first role is entrepreneur in nature. Now as an entrepreneur, a manager has to perform the role of a risk taker. In this, he has to innovatively design some strategies, some new ways to try some solutions which was not earlier practiced. Sometimes a manager has to play the role of a decision maker, and that decision could be of critical nature, it could be of routine nature. So whatever nature of decisions a manager has to take, he must be innovative in his approach, he must be risk taker in his approach. Sometimes he have to take certain critical decisions which were not earlier practiced or which were not earlier taken by the organization. But that is also the responsibility of a manager to guide and to demonstrate some kind of skills that will infuse some kind of confidence in their subordinates as well, and also to the top level officials, that he is ready to take off the situation and he can handle the situation by guiding and directing it right. As an entrepreneur, so many a times a manager as an entrepreneur also have to deal with some kind of strategy making or some kind of views that he has to give, or some kind of suggestions that he can give to the top level officials while framing some strategy or policy, or maybe devising some rules, or maybe revising some rules sometimes. So as an entrepreneur, a manager must search the organization and its environment and look for the opportunities that can be utilized for the purpose of the benefit of the organization. Many a times he also have to play the role of an entrepreneur, in which he have to be innovative in his approach to recognize the opportunities and to capitalize those opportunities for the benefit of the organization at large. The second category of decisional nature is a disturbance handler. Now, the organization is an open organization. It exists in a environment which is affected by the changes, which are affected by various factors. One of the factor is of course the people, internal and external. Sometimes there are disagreements within the organization among the people who are working together, so co-workers may do have conflicts. Sometimes the conflict may arise between the rights and the power of the union members and the employees in an organization. So there are certain kind of clashes that may happen between the administration and the union parties, for example. So in these different cases, we could say that there are certain kind of disturbances, and a manager must be capable to perform a role of a disturbance handler, because he is the one who is responsible to not just only ensure the flow of activities in an organization, but he should also ensure that the flow of activities is smooth and undisturbed. And this can only happen when he has the ability to make some critical decisions. He may have the ability to decide in a manner that the conflict is resolved without any grudges and without any disagreements left between the parties. So if it is not possible 100%, then at least he should be able to at least neutralize the situation in a manner that the conflict is handled there and then. So it is like he must be able to resolve the situation in a manner in which both the parties are settled to some agreement. So that negativity has to be transformed into a positive or at least a neutral situation, depends upon the capability of a manager to negotiate. So when he is able to resolve that conflict, we could say that he is playing the role of a disturbance handler, which may include some kind of strategy making and disturbances and crisis management. So all of these kinds of things which are falling into the category of a manager playing a role of a disturbance handler. The third role that is very important in the category of decision is the resource allocator. Now, of course, we are learning from the day one when we are talking about management and managers, that he is the one who is assigning task and he is the one who is allocating resources. Now, right man at the right job and right thing at the right place is the responsibility of a manager. But this allocation also has to be justified. This allocation also has to be fair, impartial, undiscriminatory. All these are the roles and responsibilities of the manager. But it is also very important to allocate the required resources and identifying the need of the resources at different levels. So he plays a role of facilitating these resources to different people working together for a particular goal, for the achievement of a task, for the completion of the aim and objective that everybody is unifying their efforts towards. So the responsibility is to allocate organizational resources of all kinds. It is also about taking certain kind of approvals to ensure that the process is flown smoothly, or it is also about some real tangible resources that has to be allocated. It can be capital, it can be material, it can be machine, it can be additional workforce. Whatever is the need of the hour, if a manager is able to solve it, allocate it in a just and a fair, impartial manner, he is doing his job well and he is performing the role of a resource allocator. When we are talking about the fourth role of decisional category, it is a negotiator role. Now, a manager, as we are talking about the interpersonal skills when he is communicating with the other parties, it's not always about conveying something, but sometimes a manager also have to negotiate the situation. Negotiate, it's like coming to some terms and conditions in which the benefit of the organization has to be kept at the top. Now, an organization's representative a manager is, and being that playing that role of a representative, he also have to negotiate it, the terms and conditions. It can be related to the terms and conditions of the labor union or the trade union. Sometimes it also has to be the terms and conditions of the labor contracts. Sometimes it also has to be the terms and conditions related to the suppliers through which they are working, the kind of network supply chain distribution in which they have certain kind of terms and agreements. So in this whole process, the person who is negotiating the terms and conditions on behalf of organization is the manager. Thus, all these 10 roles describe that the role of a manager is not just a manager to manage resources, but he also has to wear different hats in that situation, and those hats are different. It depends upon the situation. So we can say that as per the need, the role change. And here in this case, the situation is very, very important. In every situation, a manager has to take a lead because he is the one who is responsible for all the other people, and the people from the top and the people from the lower levels of an organization are banking upon his vision, his decision making ability, his communication expertise, and his decisions. So basically, a manager is responsible for all the other people and resources in an organization too. It's not just a position that he occupies or a designation title that he enjoys, but he also has to deliver the expectations expected from the people in an organization from a position of a manager. So manager is not just only a designation, it is also a responsibility that a person must deliver diligently.